The Alaska Gymnasts are led by head coach Sophia Summers, assistant coach Kendra McPheeters, and Katie Davenport, and athletic trainer Stephen Lynn. Tigers fans, get up and get loud. Here comes your Williamsburg women's gymnastics team. A freshman from State College, Pennsylvania, Sophia Summers. A freshman from Naperville, Illinois, Jasmine O. A freshman from Houston, Texas, Addison Bartlebach. A freshman from Naperville, Illinois, Kate Diebel. And a freshman from Sedona, New York, McKenna Mullen. Sophomore from Paoli, Pennsylvania, Melissa Gow. Sophomore from City Valley, California, Ashley Rudy. Sophomore from Niceville, Florida, Ella Isley. And sophomore from Ocala, Florida, Sally Wood. A junior from Comac, New York, Summer Parade Breeden. Junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia, Samantha Burke. Junior from Round Rock, Texas, Melanie Faulkner. A junior from Midlothian, Virginia, Maddie Fraser. And a junior from Mount Sinai, New York, Olivia Miles. Grad student from Oak Hill, Virginia, Catherine Baer. A senior from Sacramento, California, Michelle Lowe. A senior from Mesa, Arizona, Lily Walker. A senior from Norwell, Massachusetts, Red DeSouza. Virginia, Hannah Burke. And a senior from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, Aisha Laird. Your head coach for William & Mary, Kelsey Mann in her 7th season. Assistant coach in her 2nd season, Kendall George. And volunteer assistant coach, 1st season, Caroline Blatchford. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise, if able, as we play Lift Every Voice and Sing, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you. Gymnasts at this time, please stand to your first event. Be prepared for touch warm-up. Linda Mary will be starting on the ball, and Alaska will start on the uneven bars.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Kaplan Arena, where William and Mary host Alaska for their senior night. I am your host, Andrea Maldonado, and I am accompanied tonight by an alumni of both schools, Grace Costello. Before we get to talking to Grace, though, we will get to know these teams a little bit further. Give me 1 second. All right, so we're going to move right into the Tribes coaches. We have Kelsey Mann as their head coach, Kendall George and Caroline Blatchford as their assistant coaches, which so far are doing a great job. William and Mary is currently averaging a 191.482 and a high of 192.40, which is great scores to just be at this time in the season. Moving on to University of Alaska, we have Mary Sophie Bogosh as their head coach and Kendra McPeters and Katie Davenport as their assistant coaches. Moving on to their stats, we have an average of 190.396 and a high of 192.125. Guys, I want to mention that these high scores are only 0.0275 away from each other. They only have that kind of difference. They sit at a 3 position worth of a difference in the ranking. So they're really, really close when it comes down to scoring and gymnastics and depth. So we should really be seeing a good competition today. However, let's get to the real prize of this competition tonight, which is talking to Grace, who is in house tonight. Grace, how are you? How is the environment in the stadium? And what can you tell us about tonight?
Hi, Andrea. So happy to be here tonight. So excited to be in the arena, commentating live for the fans today. Fans are trickling in since the past 10-15 minutes. I've noticed that parents as well as maybe a few alum are also in the stands. So great to see the support. And just super excited to see both of these closely ranked teams just battle it out tonight.
I'm really, really excited for tonight. I do want to give a shout out to our seniors. As I said earlier in the intro, we are on William and Mary's senior night. We have 5 seniors, and alongside their manager, who's been with them all 4 years. So we're going to go down that list as we go. But first off, let's talk about Hannah Burke. She is top-notch athlete. What can you tell me about Hannah?
Hannah is a lovely person. She's just amazing, to the core. But as an athlete, she's very go with the flow. She tends to just relax, and that really helps her throughout all of the events that she competes. And she's also a great role model for the girls. She loves to calm people down. She just knows the perfect words to say.
Yeah, as I was doing some research, she has an average on floor of a 9.8, and she's a top competitor on vault, capable of a 9.67, which is crazy to me when you see the numbers, and she's consistently been scoring this high for many, many seasons in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a complete powerhouse. I love her vault. Can't wait to see that tonight.
Right. Let's get to Asia Laird. What can you tell me about Asia?
Asia, she's a sweetheart. I would say she's kind of like the team mom in a way. At least that's what I would think. Yeah, so she's competed 3 out of the 4 years on the uneven bars. She had an injury last season, but didn't skip a beat. She's already back in the lineup this season and has been consistently showing up for the Tribe.
Yeah, I was going to mention how incredible that is to sit out an entire season and then all of a sudden be at the top of the lineup, especially on bars, which is such an important yet very difficult event. But I'm really am excited to see her tonight. I'm really excited also about Michelle No. The first few competitions that I commentated for Virtius, she was a stunner, and I love to see her on the beam. What can you tell me about Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle has gorgeous form. I think that is really what sets her apart. Can't wait to see her shine tonight, and it's her senior night, so I hope she has a great night. But yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, according to her bios, and I say bios because there's different articles that I found about her that talk very highly of her. But in her roster bios, they mentioned how she is able to compete all 4 events, and she's done that in previous seasons before. That was redundant. I am so sorry, guys. But great teammate, great senior, and great role model for the Tribe. Moving on to Bryn Vetrano. She is a poster show on the floor lineup. What can you tell me about Bryn?
Bryn, she is, I'm just keep saying amazing because all of these girls are amazing, but she has perseverance. She wasn't in the lineup for, I believe, the first 2 years, but she broke through last year. She's competing bars and floor, I believe, and it's just really great to see hard work really shine through.
All right, before we get to the remainder 2 ladies we have to shout out tonight, let's start talking some gymnastics here. We see Alaska, I believe. Alaska will start on bars, and obviously William and Mary are going to start on vault. They're going to go back and forth between each other. I'm not entirely sure if they're truly going to go one first and then the other event, but it looks like that. Tonight we will see only one event at a time since it's a dual meet. I think I always mention that as I'm commentating, but it's very, very important for the viewers to kind of be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like the Tribe is getting started on vault shortly.
I was also doing some numbers research, and I was very excited to know that both of the high scores are so close in difference because they're going to be looking to breaking those records tonight, both schools.
Yeah, it's going to be a very close competition. Super excited. Beautiful Yurchenko layout from Michelle No, senior, who looks pretty happy with that, and the crowd is pretty rowdy already.
It kind of confused me there for a second because both teams rock that beautiful forest green, and I was a little bit thrown off there at the beginning, but on that same note, I really want to mention that I love these Leos. These are all very pretty.
Yeah, I love this Alaska Leo, very sparkly. This is Claudia Lessig. She's a junior, and she's a staple on the bar lineup. Absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
That was absolute dynamite. I love that. Ended with a stick.
It's a very interesting form. I don't know that if you noticed how her giants were fully extended. Usually you have a little bit of a, not break in form, but you have some more hollow, and she was fully extended, almost arched, going all the way down below the low bar. That was very interesting, and it gave her the momentum she needed for that full out.
Yeah, 100%. Drea, were you a big bars girl yourself?
No, ma'am.
Me either.
I think what's it called? I exhibitioned once for the bar lineup, and I was very shaky. That pressure was not for me. I think I stuck more to the dynamic events, those being vault and floor. Those really made me fly rather than absolutely doubt my life decisions.
Yeah, for bars for me, it was pretty up and down. Like my junior year, I was in the lineup and doing good, but then other years it was just wasn't working for me. Yeah. So give all those bar workers the credit they deserve.
Absolutely. It is one heck of a job. Have second up for the tribe. Beautiful Jurchenko full tucked, which starts from 9-9, but again, really, really great improvements in the raw lineup thus far.
Yeah, she got some pretty good amplitude there. Now this is Maddie Gomez, senior for Alaska. Another stick.
That is very, very good routine right there. She also, I keep saying these athletes have very daring routines because it's not your cookie cutter routine. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They don't have necessarily the same path that other routines have in the NCAA, which is very just straightforward. You saw over there that she had a pirouette straight out of her release move. So we don't see that every day, and she handled that perfectly, ending in a stuck landing, which again, credit to those bar workers. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, I also just want to shout that it looks like Claudia got a 9.8 for Alaska on bars. That's a great start. That's awesome.
That's such a high bar to set for, being the first one out.
Great, your Yurchenko layout full. We're just building one after another. First a layout, then a tuck full, and now a layout full. I believe that was Melissa, and I think she got a top score for her last meet, so looking great.
So, Grace, tell me, how does it feel to watch both of your former schools face each other in what I assume was part of your alma mater, right? You competed for both teams. Both girls, both teammates very well, and I believe you made a great impact being here, makes a great impact. So how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty emotional in a way and just excited. These girls are my sisters on both teams, so it's just really great to have that support system and just know that they support me and I support them. Yeah. And wow, another stuck landing on bars.
3 for 3 thus far.
The
tribe over there having a little bit of a step forward in that Jurchenko full, but again, we're only seeing the start of this very, very good meet. I think both teams are excelling right now, giving their all. Very high intensity night. Senior night is always a high intensity day. What do you remember of your senior night, Grace?
Yeah, so I kind of had 2 senior nights because I was on the tribe for 4 years and then went for Alaska for a 5th year, so had 2. I would say it was just living in the moment, making sure you're enjoying the gymnastics as well as just the time with your coaches and your teammates. It's definitely very different than a normal meet, but I think having some good self-talk, some good cues to reel yourself in really helps you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that master's degree and having that 5th year. I guess moving all the way out to Alaska must have been daunting, but also a great experience.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, it was great. The team just made me feel like family, so it wasn't too hard of a transition.
Good. So it looks like we're seeing both of them go simultaneously, so we're going to try and keep up.
Yeah, exactly. That was Hannah Burke. Wow, awesome, amazing. Just a little slight step forward.
This bar lineup by UAA is so stunning. They're working so hard, staying on top of the shoulders on those handstands. Another stuck landing, you guys.
That's number 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Step 4. Wow.
And I can tell you, I'm here in the arena, and the girls are ecstatic. They're dancing it out, as you can see on the screen. Really enjoying it.
I really like those sunglasses that are being handed out every time a stuck landing happens, which I think that energy is very contagious. Like, once you get a stick and you're able to replicate that, the next, it just keeps going. Beautiful vault. That was an amazing vault.
Yeah, I would say every vault so far has just been getting better and better, and that's what the coaches want. That's what the girls want. So looking good for both teams. It's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, already. You can see by the vault, that's a few of the, the screen just changed, but there was a few of the men's gymnasts. They're very supportive. Both teams go to each other's competitions, and even this Saturday, there's going to be a double duel where they compete at the same exact time, which is, now that's high energy right there.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I could have experienced that. That must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's just like loud, exciting. You look over, there's a guy on the high bar, and then there's a girl on the beam, and yeah, it's so much fun.
That must be chaos worth of energy, because the boys do have a tendency of being so loud in the best way possible. But anyhow,
yeah, Jamelia Duffus on the bar. She has absolutely stunning lines. Gorgeous.
I just saw that little lock in her blind change. Very, very technical and intentional.
Yeah, she's hitting all the handstands so far, too.
All of them have been working extra to really stay on that vertical position. And you can see how their landings are even more intent, full of intent.
Yeah, they're very intentional. That's what Coach Marie Sophie really preaches. Stick. So I hope Coach is happy about that.
So it looks like we're nearing the end of rotation 1, and all I can say is wow. On both ends, I feel like sometimes people get a little conservative at the beginning of the meet to try and safeguard and gatekeep those landings and that form, and that's not necessarily the case of what we're seeing tonight. Both teams are just throwing everything out on the line, and honestly, that's my favorite type of meet, is when everybody goes hard from the beginning.
Yeah, I think they're really attacking it. I think they're here for the competition. They want to fight it out, and just so excited. Next up is Casey. She is actually from England, and this is her debut. She's a sophomore. She didn't have the chance to compete last year. She was injured, so extremely excited to see her out here tonight.
I will always say this. Athletes that go out with a knee brace have a special place in heaven. I think it's very brave, and that thing must be super, super heavy. Not really sure how they do this, but this routine is stunning.
Yeah, she has a lot of unique elements.
That's a good fight. That will count as an on-event fall, but she does handle that landing very, very well and finishes that routine as best as she can.
Yeah, she fought through the end, and that's all you can ask for. And the beginning of the routine was stunning, like so many unique skills. I love when there's just differences within the routines, within the lineup.
This being your debut, like her debut, speaking on third person here, but it must feel very exciting for you to be able to show up as a sophomore, not only as somebody who has been having to work very, very hard for this lineup, but then just making a debut in a very special night for everybody, because I'm sure like she's trying to show off for her seniors, and everybody is kind of in the same end of the season kind of space where they really, really fighting. But anyway, we have the event summary here. We have a couple of 9 4s and 9 6s. We have a really, really good high score on the bars for Miss Niles with a 9.85. All of these bar routines started from a 10, which is essential for Alaska, and we see how they both stand at a 5/10 difference right now. William and Mary starting with a 48.275, and Alaska going over with a 48.8. Great start. All right, you guys heard it on the crowd. It's t-shirt time, and that calls for a event summary break. We will see you in about 2 to 3 minutes. Stay tuned. This is still rotation 1, everybody. I just want to mention that this is an exhibition for UAA. Grace, can you tell us about the exhibition spot so late in the season?
Yeah, so Coach Marie, she loves to utilize the exhibition spots just for experience. Like, I really also agree with that take. I think as much as competition experience as possible, like, really preps the girls. And I believe this is Jordan Grindle, which he has been in the lineup previous in the year. But now I think maybe there was a new person in the lineup, I think because Casey was in the lineup. So they're still giving her the opportunity to get out there and show her stuff.
I mean, when you have a team that can open a competition with a 48.8 with falls, or at least like mistakes that can at least be wrapped up, you have so much depth that you are almost like okay, how do we play our cards here? Who do we put first? How do we play around with this lineup? And so these, in my experience, these exhibition spots are very useful for, postseason when somebody's tired or injured or something like that. I think this is when spots like Casey's come into play.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if there's an opportunity to compete, I say put them in.
Man, coach.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's see what Casey brings on.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that score because she did do some different skills that, more elite skills. She was an elite British gymnast before coming to UAA, so.
Right. I really do love when athletes that are international come do gymnastics or play different sports in the United States, because it really just broadens their resume and they're able to relay their expertises and experiences in different stages of the world in the US. And sometimes, a lot of the times, those become very, very good learning curves for the rest of the team. So.
Yeah, Coach Marie Sophie from Alaska, she recruits a lot of international gymnasts. I believe there's a few Canadian gymnasts, Casey from England, as well as Maria from Mexico. So And last year there was a girl, a senior, one of my best friends from Guatemala. So it was a great, diverse environment, and I just loved
Yeah.
learning different things from them.
Yeah, I remember competing in Canada with a girl from Australia, and she ended up in Alaska also, and that was very, very unique. She had a good time. Also, a little bit of injuries here and there, but seeing her go from elite gymnastics and participate in NCAA was a very good treat.
Yeah. Looks like we're still waiting on the score. Hopefully, Jordan can get started. She's been waiting for quite a bit now.
Yeah, it really did fool me by break time. But these lulls are also very important for the athlete to build that kind of like bubble. Sometimes you need that exposure to slow judges in order for you to test your boundaries and kind of like put your adrenaline on a cue almost. You have to be able to tone it down and ramp it up whenever it's your turn. And being able to utilize those skills, those tools for your advantage comes at the cost of sometimes judges being absolutely very, very slow. But here we go.
Gorgeous array to shoot over or a bail. I love that her toes look so pointed. Wow, that was a great routine from Jordan.
Yeah, after waiting all that time, that would have thrown me off, but she did very, very well. All right, now we shall be moving to the second rotation here. You guys will probably see the warm-ups on the screen, and we will see you maybe 30 seconds before the second rotation begins.
I like that angle.
Fans, be sure to stick around after today's senior recognition and final awards. The Tribe will be hosting an autograph session and meet and greet with the green and gold on the conference.
All right, everybody, running the clock over there in the big screen. It marks 50 seconds on the dot. And thus far in this warm-up looks very, very promising for William and Mary excelling with those huge lines and pretty landings on their warm-ups, pretty double layouts. Everything seems very floaty, very comfortable. So I'm looking forward to this rotation. How are the girls looking over there since you're literally in the stadium, Grace?
They're looking good. They're looking fresh. Even with William Mary just had a competition actually this past Sunday, but it doesn't even like show at all. They look ready to go. Alaska, same as well. I think they had a week off, but they're looking great.
Yeah, I was looking at their vaults and everything. It was like almost like one and done for everybody. It was very quick. So we should be getting started here soon. That clock is down to 0. Grace, tell me, when that clock hit 0, did you get more nervous knowing that it was done and you couldn't warm up anymore, or were you more like hyped up and ready to go?
Yeah, I believe it just like depends on how the warm up goes, but if it was a smooth warm up, then I'm just like, okay, I take a deep breath and I'm hype and ready to go. And if it was the opposite, maybe a little shaky, I do the same thing, just take a deep breath and just reset.
That's a really good take. So it looks like Alaska's going to start us off here on vault. Again, earlier I said that this could be a non-simultaneous meet, but by the looks of it, it might change towards the end of rotations. However, their first go was very clean, a very good tucked Jurchenko full with a good landing, and it's everything you want for a starter spot.
Yeah, next up for the tribe, this is Aisha Laird, senior, and as we mentioned before, she's been a staple in the lineup for 3 out of the 4 years. Huge staccato.
Very beautiful work thus far. Very much in control. Gorgeous.
The tribe is responding with the sticks on the bars. It's a competition now.
That was a very exciting routine. Good starter. Especially, I think starting with your seniors is always like it hits very close to home, because I remember when my seniors were starting off our lineups, and they would always set the tone for like fire. And I think that's exactly what Aisha just did for the tribe.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like Claudia Lessig got a 9.475, so great start for UAA on the vault.
Miss Wong coming on. Second up for UAA. I will say, those vaulters that can push a very big vault like hers, that she ended up missing the landing due to a lack, I would say a little bit lack of rotation okay, let me start over. Very impressive that she's able to walk into this vault and get the height that she did. She was a little bit under rotated, and that's what got her to kind of land a little bit short at the very end of her vault.
Yeah, very clean irregardless though.
Beautiful lines. Very high speed in this routine.
Winding up for the dismount.
Oh, there's that double layout I was just talking about. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, that was stunning. Gorgeous form. Like, no notes there on the form.
Would you be able to tell me more about this young lady? What year is she, and how much more can she contribute to this team?
So she's a freshman. Personally, I don't know too much about her because I wasn't on this team at the same time as her, but from that bar routine, that was amazing. And I know the tribe has been having some troubles on bars, so great for a freshman to step in and help out.
I think that kind of answered my question with, how much she could potentially contribute to this lineup. A freshman looking like that is going to be one heck of a senior one day.
Yeah, 100%. She's going to be dynamite.
We saw a Jurchenko layout there. I really enjoyed Jurchenko layouts whenever they're very floaty and extended, and their third vaulter there had all those qualities. Very good extension, very good power, and a very good landing.
Next up is Melissa. She's actually club teammates, so she worked out with Aisha during high school, so that's a fun fact.
Wow, those are just that only tells you like how small the world is. Very beautiful Ginger.
Yeah, I think that's the first Ginger we've seen tonight.
Yeah. I really like those undercut twists. They're very fun.
Another great routine. What are your thoughts there, Andrea?
I think she had control of every second of this routine. I think she was expecting that stick and a little bit, she anticipated with her chest a little bit, so that ended up giving her no choice but to take that step. But we do want that intention in these bar routines where you're able to spot the ground and kind of like fight for it. Any other than that, I am pretty satisfied with that routine. That was very, very pretty.
Yeah, I agree. Very nice form. That was Maribelle Albert on the vault for UAA. She actually upgraded that vault from last year from a tuck Yurchenko full to a layout Yurchenko full. So that is a higher start value. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I think once she gets down the block, she's going to be able to take a step backwards instead of forward, because that rotation is going to give her more power for her to stand up more after the block.
What vault did you compete, Andrea?
I only competed vault 1 year. After that, it was more so an excuse the language, but more like a brain fart a little bit. I couldn't necessarily like dominate my block, but I was competing consistently a 1.5, and then I did a full, and then a 1.5 again. So I bounced back from those Jurchenko's fulls and 1.5s, but not the best time. That wasn't my favorite event, so it was just tedious.
Michelle, no now?
She was a little bit far from, I think, that kick under. She would have rather needed to wait a little bit more before kind of like picking for her let go part. And that took her, for her points, to be all the way out in a diagonal. I wish I could have like a visual where I could show you this. But pretty much she let go a little bit too early with her toes pointing in a diagonal angle instead of pointing all the way up to the ceiling, which when you point all the way to the ceiling in a Ginger, that's what's going to get you that kind of like boomerang situation going, and you're going to be able to flip in place instead of flip and travel away from the bar. She did not catch this release show. It is traditional for her to have to repeat the element for it to be credited to her. See how that angle showed it a little bit better. She was a little too close there, caught the bar. However, her feet were straight up in the air before she let go of the bar.
Strong finish. Yeah. Looks like we're heading right back to vault for UAA.
Yeah, those are usually not the greatest situations to be in, but she handled that beautifully. Nice
Yurchenko layout full from Jamelia Duffus. Fun fact, her nickname is Apple, so that's how I refer to her. There's a lot of
is that?
nicknames. Her mom just called her Apple from like a young age, and it's funny though, she doesn't even really like apples that much. So, super funny. Yeah.
That is really, really funny. I do like it. I do like her spirit. She's a very high-spirited athlete, at least from what she portrays in this competition. I'm enjoying watching her. She like claps to herself whenever she does something very good, and I like that personal reinforcement. It also speaks how confident she is of her gymnastics, which is very, very good.
Yeah, I just love when the athlete's happy after. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
celebrate yourself. What you did was amazing. Like, it deserves all the credit.
So what year is Jamelia? I think we already spoke about this, but I can't remember if she's a junior or sophomore.
She's a junior. She was actually at Talladega her freshman year, but unfortunately,
Okay.
that team was cut, and she had the opportunity to join Alaska, and we were actually roommates. So, yeah, got to know her well.
That's awesome. And you know how we were talking about how the world is very small. Fun fact, my sister was the only senior when Talladega was a program, an ongoing program. So it is very possible that Jamelia and my sister are current with each other.
Yeah, I bet they are. Oh my God, did you see that stuck ball? A front. We haven't seen that tonight.
Yes, that was absolutely stunning.
Now this is senior Catherine Bear for the tribe. She's actually a grad student, a 5th year. That Takachev was huge.
The speed on these routines. Wow.
Yeah, that was a great reset. Great that they had her in the lineup following that. She really hit the reset button, and her high score, her career high was a 9.9.
Wow.
So beautiful bar worker.
Wow, very, very good.
So as I'm sitting here in the arena, there's a few little girls. William and Mary trains at a local club gym, actually. So the girls get to know the club gymnast as well. And it looks like they have a little fan squad tonight. Somebody just walked by and gave them a bunch of high fives. So I love that. I love to see them connecting with the community.
Yeah, which is also a shout out to William and Mary. It says here at the bottom of the stream, William and Mary Gymnastics is one of the sponsors of the stream. So we're very, very happy to be able to connect with them in a virtual way also.
Looks like we just have one more up for the tribe on bars. This is senior Bryn Petrano.
I want to mention that seeing here we have 4 seniors in this lineup. I am really hoping that Coach Mann is really thinking about what's going to happen next, because this is going to be vacant rather quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure she has a plan. Great routine so far.
Yes. I love her long legs. Very, very pretty. She takes an unfortunate step forward. She landed a little bit short, so that kind of like swung her over out of the mat. But again, very, very pretty, very long and extended lines, very graceful. So very happy for this lineup. We should be seeing a little bit more of the numbers here soon. Looks like we're going to have an exhibition tonight.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting up for Melanie. She's a junior. She typically competes beam, but looks like she's trying out bars tonight. So that's great experience for her.
I'm still kind of like speechless by Kate, second up in this lineup. Kind of baffled me how, and I don't necessarily want to mention the fact that she's a freshman, but the fact that she is a freshman is very impressive. That she's such a steady bar worker, especially that early up in the lineup. Being second up is like, okay, you're the rock almost of the starter for this event.
Yeah, it was very impressive. Like, especially with her handstands, there was no question. She was going for that hit handstand. Even in the warm-ups, I saw her aggressively going for her skills, which as a coach, that's what you want.
Yeah, and her feet were glued together like the entire time, and I'm sure she's very intentional about that too. So I'm really looking forward to see her more. She's gonna do great things. Just waiting on that last score like we were before when UAA was in this position.
Yeah, it's like the same thing as previous rotation, but looks like we're getting the salute soon.
There's a little bit of
lines.
Yeah, a little bit of leg separation, but very, very pretty lines.
Nice, stick dismount, stuck. That's what they want.
That is going to be a future reliable routine for the tribe. And, you know, that takes us to the end of rotation 2. We should be seeing some numbers here for the event summary soon. Here it is. All right, you guys. So again, a very slight difference between both teams, less than 4/10 away. 4/10 exactly. William and Mary ending their bar rotation with a 96. Well, that's a total. I'm so sorry. With a 48.075, and then Alaska ending their vault rotation with a 47.950. So in this situation, William and Mary took the advantage on the bar, and then Alaska was a little bit lacking in those scores. You know, they have a little bit of they dropped that 9.075 that they had on the second spot. But thus far, I think both teams are putting up very, very good scores, very, very good efforts. On the bars, we see William and Mary dropping that 8.4 and counting everything else. That encompassing from a 9.3 to a 9.75. A good variety of scores, but other than that, very, very good gymnastics. Grace, any thoughts before we go into the midway break?
Yeah, I'm just super excited to see, like, it is close. So the tribe taking the win on vault, and then Alaska taking the win for, say, the bar competition, but it's so even, just 4/10 as you stated. So yeah, just really getting amped up for the second half of this meet.
Yeah, so this is where we take another little break. Go refill your popcorn or your snacks, drink some water, go to the bathroom. This competition is about to get spicy. We go on to William and Mary, moving on to beam, and Alaska going on to floor. So we shall see a different pace and probably better scores. Judging by how these numbers are looking like, we should be seeing more 9.6s and up. So I'm excited for that. We'll be right back.
Green and gold fans, don't miss the double duel this Saturday, March 14th, as the Tribe men's and women's gymnastics host Alaska post-meet. We will host an autograph session on a concourse. The action starts at 2 p.m.
All right, you guys. I'm not sure what time it is in terms of how much warm-up time we have thus far, but I do want to correct our sponsors. I unfortunately gave the wrong name, but it's Williamsburg Gymnastics is one of our sponsors, and then New York Deli Pizza Restaurant, as you see on the screen, also sponsoring the Virtius stream. Thank you very much for the people outside of the gymnastics world, like this restaurant, you know, investing in a platform like Virtius, so gymnastics gets a lot more viewership and more reach, as it is a very much growing sport.
Also, just want to give a shout out to the athletic trainers for both teams. It's actually National Athletic Training Month, so just want to give them a shout out. They keep all the girls healthy and strong throughout the year, and they wouldn't be this here today without them.
So we were talking earlier about the seniors that we're honoring tonight, and we have Lily Walker in this lineup coming up on beam. I was doing some research on Lily, and unfortunately she had suffered some injuries back and forth. In her previous years, there were 2 seasons where she was not able to participate fully in the beam lineup, and she is back and strong, ready for some beam, and I'm really happy that is a possibility for her. Do you have anything that could potentially elaborate for Lily?
Yeah, so Lily, her freshman year, she suffered an ACL tear. She was a gorgeous beam worker, solid, and yeah, so she's just been working hard to get back into it. And her warm-ups look great, so extremely excited to see her out tonight.
Come on, Tribe. You got it, beam.
Looks like
Also,
Oop.
yeah, I was going to say that we have another senior, and that senior is a manager. What can you tell us about managers and how important are they for gymnastics teams?
Yeah, I think that sometimes maybe the manager flies under the radar, but they do a lot of the hardcore work that is like the behind the scenes work. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Alex Kim. She has been a manager for 4 years for the Tribe. She is so supportive. She is just a go-to girl. She, if you need advice, she's there for you. Yeah. So just wanted to give her a shout out.
Thank you, Alex. There's a lot of us that wouldn't be able to do gymnastics without our managers. We have the first athlete up for the tribe. Last name Pens.
Yeah, this is Summer Penzi. She's a junior, and she's looking so solid so far.
I was looking at the warm-up, and they were very quick. You know, when athletes are very quick on their warm-ups and they're very confident, that's pretty much how they go about their routines. So I'm excited to see what the tribe brings onto beam.
There's the signature WM, which is in both beam routines and floor routines for the tribe. Oh my gosh, that was a stellar routine. I don't know if I have any notes. Stuck dismount, period. I have no notes.
Actively clapping on this side of the screen.
Yes,
that was so good.
Amazing, and the tribe is hyped for sure.
Good work. Very good. Spotting off the 1.5, she was able to open it up in time. Absolutely crushed that landing.
Looks like Brienne Spain is starting off the floor for UAA. Beautiful Rudy opening pass. I love that jump. It's very unique.
Yeah, the problem with that jump is that if you don't absolutely meet the 180, it's in the topping block, and it's a deduction inducer. So I'm glad that she's able to fully commit to that jump, but that is one tricky skill.
Yeah, I think I tried it last year and I could not do it. It was not for me. If you saw that fat head flash on the side of the screen, that's actually the assistant coach, Coach K. She just had a baby, so she is out, but just wanted to give her a shout out. We miss you, and love that fat head that they have. They travel with it. So fun.
Thank you, Coach K. We've got you in spirit here.
Great routine to start it off. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that routine, Andrea?
Super dynamic. Very fun, very quick. My notes, though, are... What is up with the parkas? Is it really cold in there?
It's not too cold. I would say it's a little chilly if you're in a leotard, but I would say as a team, the Alaska girls just like always have them with them. We brought them to like Louisiana last year and it was hot and we were still wearing them in the arena.
That's so funny.
It's like a little really like safety, like a good luck charm, if you would say.
That is hysterical. So we see that William and Mary has an athlete up here for beam. Second up had a little bit of a wobble on the acro series and her jumps here, but again, very intentional in her landings, working extra hard to stay on the event, which is honestly everything William and Mary needs right now, is to stay on the event. To not widen that gap between Alaska and themselves, they just need to really just stay on. No stuck landing also helps, you guys.
Yep, that was great. I absolutely loved her flow of her routine. Her choreography and her dance was very seamless, and sometimes you see like some choppy dance, which is just a stylistic choice, but I absolutely love that routine.
I like when choreographies like stem away from poses and it's more of a flow state. Those are my favorite ones.
Now this is Claudia up next for UAA. Bam, that was a great double pike. I really like her floor music this year. It's very fun.
I feel like I can only hear a little bit.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh. It's like a Pink Panther.
Oh, I'm understanding. Very, very, like, cool music. By the looks of it, she stayed in bounds. Which is good. Good routine, and I really like how they all line up at the side of the floor to kind of like congratulate every athlete.
This is freshman Jasmine for the Tribe. Beautiful flight series, handspring layout, step out, very quick. It was a slight balance check, but she covered it up very well.
I want to say I'm very impressed with William and Mary's lineups on both bars and beam. I think they're very confident in both of these events, and that is just very good for their overall, score situation.
Beautiful dismount, round off 1.5. Great routine. Tribe is showing up on beam. A quick correction on that floor music. It's actually an anime, and it's called Cowboy Bebop.
Very fun. That is super fun. Okay, tell me a little bit about these hype talks. I feel like whenever athletes are able to do these hype talks is very, like, meaningful.
Yeah, I think it varies, obviously, individual to individual. Some people like it from their coach. Some people like it from, like, their best friend or even just, like, their mentor on the team. I think the main point is just to calm them down and get them geared up and ready to go. It might be different for one individual compared to the other. I know some individuals just like to talk about random things so they get their mind off of it. Whereas I like to talk about, okay, I'm going to do this and this is how I'm going to execute it, and just hyping myself up.
Those are very good self-regulation techniques. I have heard that theory of talking about something random to kind of get your mind off something, but overall those little talks always have my heart. Side note, Alaska is fighting so hard to stay in bounds and to stay on their feet. We saw just there that punch to full was very close to the ground, and she fought so hard to not actually touch the floor with anything else but her feet. Very, very well done.
This is freshman Sophia Summers on the beam, and she has a 9.73 average across this whole season, which is just spectacular for an individual and a freshman especially. So love to see this routine. Gorgeous front aerial. This is a very beautiful routine.
Oh, amazing. I really do love those dismounts. That dismount is so difficult, by the way. A side aerial into a full or 1.5. I think what she did was a 1.5. Very, very difficult. If you mess up on that side aerial, you are not having a dismount. So amazing work from the tribe here.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's like the same as a round off 1.5, but like extremely more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, no hands.
Yeah, no hands.
It's like that
Here's
meme.
Jamilia for UAA, aka Apple.
I love her floor music, by the way. Full of character. Oh, sass on the ground. I love these dance moves. These are like the light of my life here.
Yeah, I really love how she's showing it off. She's really engaging with the judges and the crowd as well.
We're taking a tour, guys.
Yeah, I want to say that her second pass was gorgeous. A 1.5 front layout, and she nailed it.
So much variety in this choreography. Very good, very well executed. Very happy for Jamilia.
Yeah, I'm sure she's happy with that routine. Now looking back to the tribe on balance beam. This is junior Madeline Fraser. She's absolutely gorgeous on the beam. Slow and steady, but like a rock at the same time.
Like I was mentioning before, the bar lineup is filled of juniors, and this beam lineup is filled with, bars is full of seniors and beam is full of juniors, and that is just a testament of how hard these girls are working. It's very impressive when your seniors are able to show up in an event like beam, and then you can have the rest of your team do the work for you on an event like beam. She is doing a stunning job here.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow. Wow, it's so good so far.
She is so confident and so steady. She makes me want to talk very slowly. It's like, oh wow.
Now just gearing up for the dismount.
Yes! Very great end to that routine. Amazing work.
Yeah, that was great. This beam lineup is really showing up.
Man, both of these teams are showing off right now.
Yeah, next for Alaska, we have Ariana DeSouza. She was actually just recently nominated for the AAI award. So congrats to her. That was a gorgeous front double.
An E-Pass, the first E-Pass we see tonight. This young lady can dance. Love her floor music, by the way.
That was a great leap. Like, sometimes we don't mention the leaps, but the leaps are hard. The leap
Yes.
was a struggle for me sometimes, and that was
Yes.
a really nice leap.
I remember that was the major deduction factor in my routines, was having the judges see that I went all the way around. And she has no problem with that.
Wow, that was a great last pass from Ari.
Very amazing work. Good job. Good
Yeah,
energy.
and she's excited about that one for sure.
She should.
I love that clap, the high five.
Man, we're moving fast. We are on to the last athlete here, Melanie Faulkner, for the tribe.
Yeah, just want to point out to these scores, a 9.85 from Sophia Summers and a 9.8 from Maddie. That was amazing.
I told you this rotation was going to bring higher scores than 9.7s. 9.8s, I said. 9.8s and higher. I feel like both of these teams have what it takes to score above the 9.8 line, and they're proving me right in every sense of the way. Like I said, holding on to that event so aggressively. That's all they need, is to stay on. Hearing that dismount. Stuck landing. Yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. Beautiful. I loved the flow throughout the routine. It was flowy but also sharp at the same time.
Yes. Good work. She's very secure.
Yeah, and Coach Kelsey's definitely happy with that one.
Oh, I would be too. I would be ecstatic. Also, last athlete for UAA, Maria Jose Prieto. We shall see. Bad Bunny on the house. No notes.
Yes, she's a huge Bad Bunny fan. Love to see her break into the lineup. Last year she was not in the floor lineup, but this year she's been consistently in the lineup, so happy for her.
Oh, she's bringing on a party. Come on. Work. Good save. I will say those short landings really do make me nervous.
Yeah, I agree. I've experienced those a few times.
Yeah, those are no fun. My ankles. She recovered very well from this. Her dance has not lacked for a single second.
Yeah, I love her dance. I love how she's showing it off, smiling, really having fun out there.
Last pass here. Good job. Very good work there. Landed inside the bounce line.
Yeah, and I love that ending pose.
Yes. Very dynamic closer for UAA. Right. If we don't have any other athletes coming on to exhibition or say hello to the camera maybe, we shall be seeing the end of... Oh, somebody's saluting over there in the beam.
Yeah, I believe there's an exhibition coming on the beam.
There might be one on floor 2.
This is sophomore Melissa Gao. Stunning. Wow.
Love her lines.
She's very poised on the beam.
These are the kind of routines that make me hold my breath.
Wow, standing layout step out. That's pretty cool. You don't see many of those.
No. Her shapes are so pretty. It's a very smart move on her part. She wobbled on the leap that went into her connection and then wobbled off of that leap also. So she kind of came up with a different combination on the spot to not lose start value. Very good beam routine.
Yeah, that was nice. Like for exhibition, that was amazing. Like that just shows how much depth they have. They can
Absolutely.
swap in girls in and out, and that's like extremely important, especially reaching the ends of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, you are definitely looking for those steady athletes that can not just work under pressure, but can step in at any moment. Ooh, that was very, very unique.
Yeah, I love that pass, and she stayed in bounds just by a hair.
Holy smokes. Love this view, by the way. Very, very nice double pike. She has a little bit of chest low on that landing, so she took a step forward, which again, a little bit of a deduction, but very, very good extension on that takeoff. Love those turgites. Make sure those wolf turns are all the way around. That's gonna be the make or break for the judges.
One
This
more
is one
pass
of those,
to go.
yeah. I was gonna say this is one of those routines that has 3 passes. We have not seen very many of those this season, and she is rocking it. Yes,
Wow, that was awesome. I loved that last pass.
so comfortable.
Yeah, that looked easy.
Very beautiful routine by this young lady. Absolute stunner. We have another exhibition.
Yes, this is senior Lily Walker.
I bet this is very emotional for her, being able to exhibition at home one more time. She's going to repeat that acro series. Very beautiful. She had a little bit of a wobble. I'm not sure that they're going to count that as a connected series, but again, she's in a spot where she's comfortable to make these type of mistakes, if you will, in order for her to just have her time out in Kaplan Arena one more time.
Yeah, super nice to see her shine here today.
Very good work by Lily. Very happy to see her unfold all of her work one more time, especially on senior night.
Yeah, definitely very emotional for sure. I could see like the girls are already getting emotional. But yeah, very sweet to see that she was able to put her work out there.
I am a secondhand crier. If you see me mute myself due to tears, I am so sorry, everybody. But anyhow, that takes us to the end of our third rotation and into our event summary. Right now, ladies and gents, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but William and Mary takes the lead a little bit over 6/10. You guys, this is close, but very, very important to mention. 6/10, it can be anything. A step, a stuck landing, all of these little deductions make a big difference. So, anyhow, William and Mary entering or finishing their beam lineup with a 48.825. Huge score for a beam lineup, by the way. And then Alaska topping their floor final score with a 47.675. A little bit stuck in that 47 line, but also very, very good routines by these girls. Some of them had a little bit of mishaps, whether that was on the leaps or a little bit on the last pass, like we saw a little bit of short landings. But thus far, let's give a shout out to the big scores of beam. We had 2 9.8s and a 9.85 by Miss Summers. That is just mind-boggling. How towards the end, not mind-boggling because it's impossible, but because it's impressive. How, you know, you have a very steady lineup and then you soar in the middle in a 4th position. So, like, no notes after this. I'm very, very happy, very impressed. What do you think, Grace? Grace, do you have any comments before we go on to our little break?
Oh, sorry about that. No, I'm just excited for the end of the meet and interested to see what happens. So close, so stay tuned, everybody. Don't leave.
It really is just like whoever wants it the most, it's going to get it, because this is so, like, it's anyone's land right now.
100%.
Let's go.
All right. Yes, let's go. Let's go into our break. We'll see you in about 3 minutes.
Try. How are we doing? I'm Summer Kennedy, and we're on our way to our final event, the floor exercise, which is my personal favorite because we get to showcase our personalities and engage with the crowd. Here's a few things to look out for. A floor routine consists of jumps, leaps, turns, dance, and tumbling elements. Judges are looking for constant movement, level of execution, and dynamic form. Floor passes can include forward or backward tumbling, as long as they're informed on 2 different diagrams. Bonuses are given when combining certain skills together for additional benefit. Floor routines combine powerful tumbling with choreography and archery. So if you enjoy the music, feel free to stand up, clap along, and cheer as loud as you can. Also, be sure to spot the WM in each of our floor routines. Remember, if a tribe gymnast scores so get ready. Party. Go try.
Locally by former collegiate athletes, Chicken Salad is a proud supporter of tribe women athletics. Chicken Salad is dedicated exclusively to fresh chicken salad recipes with unique flavors made by real-life chicken salad chicks. Visit our new Williamsburg location in Settlers Market on Casey Boulevard. And when tribe women's basketball ends, don't forget to come by the following day for 10% off with your ticket. Fuel your day with a stop at New York Deli, located at 6546 Richmond Road. Fresh, delicious, and local. It's the perfect spot to grab a bite. New York Deli proudly sponsors William and Mary Gymnastics. Go try.
I will echo what the man in the arena just said and rectify my earlier mistake. New York Deli Pizza Restaurant and Williamsburg Gymnastics are sponsors of William and Mary's competition tonight, not ours. That was my mistake. I apologize. We will continue to break. Okay, thank you guys.
Will be hosting an autograph session on the concourse.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to Rotation 4. So excited to see what happens. This is one of those meets where I am absolutely at the edge of my seat, waiting to see what's next. Thus far, both teams have made very incredible work in all 3 rotations. They are like at a 6/10 difference right now, which is literally nothing. So we shall see. This warm-up is looking very promising. This beam by Alaska also looking very promising and very interesting. I've seen some skills that I have not seen in my life ever. So I'm excited. Grace, things are getting interesting.
Interesting for sure. Oh my gosh. I'm like also on the edge of my seat. Just super excited to see how this plays out. And then we'll have it again Saturday with the meet starting at 2 p.m. this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, we shall see. Oh man, I have butterflies.
Let's go, Rome!
Freshman Hannah Rojo on the beam for Alaska, about to start.
Alaska will start rotation 4, whether that's like if they're going to go simultaneously or not. Alaska will have the upper hand here, so William and Mary end the meet, all eyes on the floor.
On beam for Alaska, Hannah Rojo.
There again, we see Hannah repeat her acro series. We saw that from different athletes from William and Mary, and that is again to maintain that 10-0 start value for the routines. I mean, those are inherently requirements for the routine that will result in bigger deductions, but thus far, she is maintaining her pace, moving on from certain wobbles, balance checks. She had an unfortunate mistake there that was not able to catch herself on top of the beam. completely stepped out of the beam, so we'll see how she lands this very good landing. You can tell she's not super happy, but this team is having the night of their lives, having fun, as you can see, bringing Coach K out into the camera also.
Looks like we're already started on the floor. I believe this is freshman Sophia Summers, who had that 9.85 on beam. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful.
I find it really
1.5, yeah.
Yes, I find it really funny though whenever an angle of the camera is catching the floor from a distance that it seems like they're running out of space, and then it's like, no, they have enough space, but it looks like she's running off to the wall.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
I assume she landed that with grace.
Yes, she did.
It's a very ballet style routine, which is, it suits her very well since she's very flowy.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the artistry in that routine.
Good job.
For Alaska, on B, Claudia Lessig.
I think they will honor that 1-1 order where one event goes and then that's the only event going.
Yeah, I believe for beam and floor, that probably works best.
Yeah, especially since this is like the main stage for William and Mary. I really love her lines. Her legs are very well extended in everything she does. Very beautiful connection, that front aerial to that back layout, step out layout. Well over that 180 line, exquisite.
I really liked how she connected those two jumps like so quickly. That's pretty difficult.
Almost like she bounced off instead of absolutely absorbing and then jumping. She also had a very pretty... Wow.
That was perfection.
Very gorgeous.
Perfection right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say she had a very impressive transition to the bottom of the beam where it looked like she was gonna do a wolf turn and then she just gracefully kind of mounted the beam onto her knees. That was very beautiful.
Yeah, I would say Alaska has a lot of unique moves on beam. Like Hannah had a very nice mount, and that, like what you just mentioned with Claudia.
Looks like we're having DJ technicalities here. Michelle No is up next for William and Mary. We're still trying to figure out her floor music, DJ.
Yeah, sometimes it's just tricky, but it seems like they're figuring it out. Very pretty, Rudy. We've been seeing a lot of Rudies tonight, actually.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Also, I hear the excitement coming from Beam. I wonder what score was just flashed.
Oh yeah, the team is ecstatic. They're right near me.
Very beautiful leap combination there.
Yeah, I'd love to say that Michelle has like one of the most gorgeous leaps combos I've ever seen. I'm always like, how is she so poppy? Like, it's just like she has springs in her feet.
Yes, and her wolves absolutely come over that knee line, so there's no doubt. And that's exactly what you want to see out of these leaps. 1.5 to lay out. Beautiful absorption over there.
I love that head back finish. I feel like I haven't been seeing that too much now. There's some new rules, but I love that she brought that out.
That's what I was saying. Recently, I said in a different stream, I was like, hey, so bring back the college salute with like the back-breaking situation. But apparently now you have to hold the landing for like 2 seconds. So it's kind of like redundant to kind of sit there for 2 seconds and then bang. So we shall see. Third up for UAA. Beautiful front toss, a little bit low onto her rear side. But definitely connected. Those leaps are extremely difficult. If you don't start at an angle that the judge considers that straight, that entire turn does not count. And she had no problems whatsoever with those leaps. Now she's gearing up for her dismount, I believe. It's gonna be a gainer. It's a little bit of a front step, but overall, very good routine for UAA. Ooh, yikes. These scores are getting close, brother.
Looking to the tribe on the floor, this is sophomore Sally. And I know that she was a stellar athlete in USAG, and I believe she was even a national champ on the floor exercise.
Wow. Beautiful work. That's exactly what you want to see with passes that start either with a handspring or a front layout. You want them to be parallel to each other height-wise. Otherwise, there are deductions possible for front passes that where the layout on the entryway is higher than the full or 1.5 that might come out of it. She had no problem though. It was at the same stature and very, very floaty all the way through and through. Wow.
Yeah, beautiful control there on that landing.
She walked out of that landing like it was nothing. Beautiful floor routine for Sally. Good job. Miss Jordan Grindall up for Alaska. This fourth spot in the lineup is where things get dicey, you guys. It's always like, all right, set the tone for a score, a steady score or higher, or just like shaky business. Good suspension, good job.
I really liked how she pulled her arms down in that landing.
Mm-hmm. Again, there are skill sets that need to meet that requirement, and this is one of those where her leap series has to be somewhere inside of her routine. And it's a very, very difficult leap series, hence why she repeated it to switch leap to, I want to say switch half or switch and a quarter. To a stuck dismount, you guys. That was absolutely stunning. She's gonna get a little bit of a deduction for that misconnection at the beginning, but she had no problem once she repeated it, went all the way around. She got that requirement. That 10-0 start value sits there for Jordan.
Yeah, and that leap combo was a switch leap to a tourjete 3/4, I believe. And I actually competed the same leap combo last year, so fun to see that.
Very, very difficult. It's a very blind leap, by the way. Good control.
Yeah, this is sophomore Ashley Rudy on the floor.
Really loving these choreographies, very dynamic. Not shying away from challenging their cardio.
I really like how they're lighting up the floor. They're engaging with their teammates, engaging with the judges, engaging with the crowd. That like really sets routines apart, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree with that. Also, I want to mention that round off to that layout step out is just kind of like a placeholder for her to not have to complicate herself with leaps and still have a 2-pass routine. Wow. These ladies are stunning.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I love the like extension to her fingertips with throughout her dance, throughout her gymnastics as a whole. It's really beautiful.
Yes. Absolutely beautiful. I'm glad you guys can see her full name on the screen. I will not try to butcher her name. I have respect for the athlete. Side aerial to a round off. You know, a very deceiving acro series, but again, very complex and difficult. It looks very easy. She made it look extremely easy, but she tried to save that leap and ended up having a like an unfortunate fall. She's going to repeat it again. But again, that game with the chest being very low can get very difficult to control. And this was the skill I was talking about. These transitions to like have their lower bodies onto the beam, which is a requirement, by the way. A very unique and difficult way to do this. Also, an extremely difficult full turn. It's like, let me overcomplicate things and do it perfectly at the same time. Very good routine. This would have been a stunning routine without her mistake. However, she did not hesitate to keep going and just keep a good face up, which is admirable. Senior Hannah Burke here.
Yeah, so excited to see her show it off. I love her dance. She's actually in a dance organization on campus. So she loves hip hop and she does shows for them as well. It's just amazing.
That is awesome. Oh, wow. Look at
that. That was huge. Yeah, so much amplitude there.
Man, William and Mary show off. Wow, look at those leaps.
Yeah, and I just want to say I'm here live and the girls are into it. It's getting loud in here. It's towards the end of the meet. They're getting hype and they're really fighting for it.
It's their seniors. They better be loud.
Yeah, the team is really showing up for the seniors.
Wow. I am really stunned by the 180, like, how they excel over the 180 line. It feels like I'm watching a movie. Let's go, Hannah. Oh, beautiful work. Stunning routine, judges. Let go of that 9-8. Throw that 9-9 up. You know what she
Yeah, that
deserves
was
it.
amazing. And you could see in the background, they're so excited.
Oh,
so
man.
joyful for her on her senior
That makes me
meet.
emotional, guys. Jada Niles for UAA. Closer for UAA. Acro series coming up. Beautiful triple series, no wobbles whatsoever. I believe these are intentional background musics or songs. I'm sorry guys, I can't speak today. But I believe these are intentional requests per the athletes, and she's able to jam on beam. Oh, by the sound of that, I believe Hannah got her well-deserved score. Beautiful, beautiful work by Jada. Good control. Now we are on to Bryn Vetrano, senior for William and Mary.
Honestly, a little shocked with that score for Hannah Burke, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm a little bit upset.
I really like that pass. I feel like I don't see many front pulls anymore. A lot of girls are opting into doing a round off 1.5 front layout. So love
Yeah.
to see that.
I am a front handspring enthusiast, and so it's a treat whenever I get to see that.
It's really nice to see all these seniors just coming out and shining tonight. How was your senior night? Like, what do you have any advice for these seniors?
Oh man. Well, this is not the end of your season, girls. If you look
That
back
is
at
true.
if you look back at this stream, know that this is indeed your last time at your home arena, and that is treasure that you should hold on to and use that as fuel for the rest of the season, because you have a little bit more work to go.
Nice routine from Bryn Vetrano. Beautiful.
Good work. I'm still a little bit bummed by that 9775 for Hannah. I don't think that was justified whatsoever, and I'll say that, any day. But I think they had a really, really good rotation. We're about to see an exhibition for UAA, so hanging tight there. Again, very intricate skills in this beam lineup. All sorts of mounts, all sorts of transitions onto the lower part of the beam. Triple series. Beautiful work with that acro series. Good save. The goal again for this, what's it called? For this exhibition spot is to kind of go out there, test your confidence, and she is doing just that.
Yeah, I'd like to mention, you could see that she's counting. That's a technique that Verena uses to just keep herself steady and calm throughout the routine and to keep a steady rhythm.
I used to count, but on floor. I had to like kind of count my steps a little bit, otherwise I was going to run off the floor. And overall, such a good routine for her. Very, very good. She definitely deserves a spot in that lineup whenever that time comes.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I loved her beam, her series. It was very floaty. The layout step out rose. So I love that.
Also an exhibition for William and Mary here.
Now Summer can bring the party, just like Hannah. So excited to see this.
Wow, that was a stunning double pike.
Yeah, that was so big, and like she was open. She could maybe even do a double layout one day.
I mean, coming off of that powerful round off, which you don't see that every day. Coming off
Usually
of that
back
round off,
handspring, yeah.
Yes, that would be a showstopper. Beautiful control. You could see how high she went on that 1.5 and then waited for that punch front. So good work.
Really liked that dive roll transition. It's like a unique skill, but it's a skill that girls did when they were in lower levels, and I like it.
I think it was like
brought
level
back
5 or something.
Yeah, it's level 5, level 4, but I love it.
That was a scary skill to watch level 5 girls do, let me tell you that. Double back. Good landing. Those lunges are right in place, controlled, absorbing. Good job.
Yeah, that's going to be a big score for the tribe.
Hopefully. I mean, thus far,
I mean,
they
I know.
haven't really
I would
scored
hope.
the girls how they are deserving of, but I digress.
Yeah.
I get really pissed off whenever the judges don't really score the gals. I'm like, hey, come on. That pin is a little tight there. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, so if I am not mistaken, that should be the end of our senior night. Rotation 4 is done. And we see... Okay, I'm not going to get too excited. We're going to go individually first. So the event total is a 48-7 for William and Mary. Of course, great scores all around. And then Alaska finishing their beam lineup with a 47-7-5. And like I said at the beginning, William and Mary had a 192.4 as a high. Today marks a new record for the season of 193.875. Itching that 194, may I add. What do you have to say, Grace?
Yeah, that was exciting rotation. Super high scores across each event. Like a 9-9 on beam, that was huge. I mean, I personally would have given it a 10, but so just want to give Claudia a shout out. That floor rotation for the tribe was stellar. Just looks like the girls are gaining confidence throughout the season, which is really good to see.
Yeah, so let's go individually here. We have a tie on the first place. William and Mary and Alaska. Tessa and Hannah scored a 975. I'm sorry. And then Sally Wood following from William and Mary with a 9725. Really good work. For bars, we had Jada Niles from Alaska with a 985. Again, all of these scores are just scratching the surface of how these athletes are capable of way more, but again, it's all to the judge. Followed by Claudia Lessig from Alaska with a 9.8, and then a two-way tie in the third place from William and Mary and Alaska with Asia Laird and Jamila Duffus with a 9.75. Good work, ladies. On the beam, we have the winner being Claudia Lessig from Alaska with a 9.9 that you were mentioning earlier. Stunning routine. On the second place, we have Sophia Summers from William and Mary with a 9.85, and then a two-way tie for the third place with 9.8s with Madeline Fraser and Melanie Faulkner, both from William and Mary. Then finally, on floor, we have the winner, our senior, Michelle No from William and Mary with a 9.75, followed, oh, wait, hold on, it's a three-way tie in the first place, two seniors, and then Ariana
Yeah, and then
DeSouza.
there's another senior, so all seniors tied
all seniors.
for first on floor. That's awesome.
9.775s. That, may I argue, should have been, all three of them should have been way higher. Anyhow.
Yeah, I think they should have been 9.8s, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. That takes us to the end of the meet. Again, like I said before, these are tentative scores that pretty solid now, I guess. William and Mary taking the victory on senior night with a 193.875, followed by Alaska, a 192.275. Great job, ladies. Grace, before we close the stream, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say it was super exciting meet. Great to see like the competitiveness between these teams. Like, I don't know if we mentioned before, they're ranked 69th, William and Mary, and then 71st, UAA. So it was a great matchup. Sometimes they're a little bit more distant in the rankings, but this was a great matchup, and just really great to see the seniors on both teams shine tonight, and all the girls supporting them, as well as the coaches and staff.
Yeah, absolutely. To close this meet, I would like to again thank Virtius for giving me this opportunity to commentate with Grace. It was lovely to be here. I want to really congratulate the seniors on both teams, but especially William and Mary's. I hope everyone has a great rest of the season and postseason, and we shall see you on the next one. On my behalf and on Grace's, we shall see you next.
Final scores are being calculated and awards will begin momentarily. At this time, we ask that all William and Mary gymnasts and Alaska gymnasts please report to the floor for our senior recognition.
All right, so we want to also recognize Alaska's seniors. So one side, say your name, you can stand up and just wave. Ariana DeSouza. All right, so I'm going to recognize our seniors as well. We do have a student manager, Alex, who can be here, but I still wanted to make sure that we recognize her as well. So while Alex is unable to join us today, I want to still let her know how much we appreciate her. Alex is one of our student managers. She's one of our student managers. She continued her passion for gymnastics by reaching out to be a student manager for our program. And when I tell you this girl is a godsend, I am not lying. She's a prime example of what it means to be selfless. During Alex's first year, she shadowed a former student manager. She picked things up right away and developed new ways to get things done. Alex has raised the bar for anyone else who would like to work with the team in any capacity. So thank you. You will usually find me definitely across the gym. Alex, stop trying to be Superwoman and ask for help. I'm talking about moving giant resin mats by herself onto another giant resin. Just thinking about it makes me laugh. She is an I can do it by myself girl, and I love her independence. She is really
becoming an orthopedic surgeon and working in professional sports. Alex, I'm so thankful to have you a part of Tribe Gymnastics. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you. We love you. The laugh. You can usually hear it a mile away, but it's always the laugh. Aisha is the definition of growth. Her willingness to push through and overcome setbacks in her life have been eye-opening to a lot of people. She's bold, courageous, and has the biggest heart. She's the epitome of a leader. She's the voice of the group in the most respectful way when others can't put their words together. It's never been about her, it's always been about the team. And since it's always been about the team, Aisha always has the urge to, try new skills or bring back old ones. I don't know if she's trying to provide more for them, go on the other career events. Honestly, she's the one I have to keep my eye on at all times. She's a bar specialist for us, but for some reason I can always catch her pulling out beam skills from history books. All I have to say is Aisha, and she immediately knows to get off the equipment. The reason is because, we need her. She's a reliable gymnast. Aisha has been in every bar lineup she was able to be in since she got here. Aisha is minoring in kinesiology with a concentration in allied health. She's also pursuing a minor in psychology. In August 2026, she will be attending Arcadia University to pursue her Doctor of Physical Therapy. She is also a member of the Alpha class in DEM and has served as the Director of Prospects for a year. She has been an athlete-to-athlete mentor, and you can tell helping and mentoring people is a passion of hers. When you come across people like Aisha, you hold them close because there aren't many people like her in the world. Aisha, stay bold and true to yourself. You deserve the world. Always strive for more and never second guess yourself. We love you. I think we're missing someone. Yes, ma'am. Lily is the country-loving one of the group. Kelsey, okay, what about this song? She's opened my music palette and got me into morning rock. I may even go to a concert one day. I also go to her for fashion advice here and there. Kelsey, you could hook that up with ripped jeans and off-the-shoulder toppers. But make sure you add a bracelet. I remember when I offered Lily a spot on the team. I was outside of the gym in the middle of practice. She was very calm when she gave her answer. I thought, great, this girl is not like me. As I got to know her, I realized you just have to give her time. The first time I found out Lily wasn't as quiet as I thought she was her junior year. She literally tripped me for 2 years straight. In the gym, we just look at each other and laugh at the same exact thing, while no one else in the gym saw what we were laughing at.
for now, but I have only reason. Keep you closer tonight, but when the sun goes down.